it just, it just, my favorite wedge to run on the Easton Made 37D may surprise you. It's one that you don't see run very often out there on other videos and other YouTube channels. A lot of people are running the box wedge, and I am a huge fan of the box wedge system. I'll explain that a little bit more later on. But the wedge that I now prefer, my favorite go-to wedge, is a box wedge, but it is the 5-way box wedge. Not the 7-way, not the pizza wedge, but the 5-way. And what this 5-way wedge does is something that fits my needs perfectly. So I am in a bit of a unique situation when it comes to producing firewood, selling firewood, burning firewood, whatever you want to call it. Yes, I am a hobbyist. I do not sell firewood full-time. This is not my full-time operation, making firewood. However, with that being said, I do dabble into the selling. I have a roadside stand that I sell smaller loose stacks and bundles out of, but then I also burn a lot of wood for my own personal heating use. I kind of run into this situation where I need bigger split pieces and I need smaller split pieces. I need bigger split pieces for my personal use. I need smaller split pieces for bundles in the roadside stand. And that is where this 5-way box wedge on the Easton Made 37D fits both those needs all in one. So where this greatly benefits me is I can get 2 larger splits out of the center of this wedge, and then I can get my smaller splits off the ends of this wedge. So the inside split on this wedge is about 6 inches. And then whatever size splits you get off the end is determined by obviously how big of a round or how big of a piece of firewood you're sending through this. So that is where this wedge is perfect for me. I can send some bigger rounds through there. I can get 2 decent size splits from the center, and then I can get smaller splits from the outside. So it's like I said, I have found the more I run this, the more I like it. And the other nice thing is, and I'll show you again here in a little bit once we start splitting some of this stuff up. The other thing is that the splits that come from the center, the bigger splits, if I need to, I can take those, split them in half, and they are then also the perfect size for bundles, roadside stand, whatever. So I can split them big, I can stack them, season them, and then if I need those, for whatever reason, to be smaller, I can just take them, resplit them quick, and I have perfect size bundle wood out of a piece that used to be for my boiler. And the other thing about why this box wedge system is just a game changer for me, just having the pullback arm bring that round back, drop it in to push it through again. Before, like when I would use a single wedge or a 4-way, and you'd have to resplit. I mean, some of these rounds, you split those in half or even in quarters. Those are some bigger chunks that you have to then manually lift off the wedge, put them back in. All that is gone with this box wedge system. Now, I'm not a big advocate on the whole speed and how fast you can split stuff, but just pay attention. I'm not going to put a timer up or anything, but just pay attention in your, in your play bar, on your timestamp, just how fast this thing pushes these rounds through. You guys seeing how fast this is going? However, this is a piece of oak, a round of oak. All right, here we go with the big mulberry. Woo! So here's the pieces, the splits off of the 5-way. I like the fat slab profile that this has. I think that when wood is split like this, it dries better. It seasons more evenly. So here's a little visual of one push through the 5-way box wedge. So you have your 2 center splits, nice thick fat slabs, and then your outer splits, depending on how big diameter your round is, will end up being these perfect little size splits for, you know, your bundles, roadside stand. And then, like I said, this piece, you resplit that in half and you're golden. Just perfect. So if you were ever wondering what a 5-way box wedge on an Easton-made log splitter, what type of splits it produced or how well it performed in the wood and what type of end product you were left with, hopefully now you have a little better understanding of just what that 5-way box wedge can do and the type of end product you are left with. If you were also ever wondering how the Easton-made 37D with the 5-way box wedge would handle wood like oak, elm, and some big mulberry, Well, I think you have a little better understanding of that as well.